In this video, I want to share with you my story about how I watched one episode of One Punch Man and ended up binge watching all the episodes and all the manga chapters. It's a crazy story, and if there was 2 times or 3 times more chapters or episodes, I would have watched them all. So, how did this come about? Well, let's start at the beginning, and I'll try and keep it fairly short. So, on the internet, especially YouTube, there's a lot of talk about this new anime called One Punch Man. So I was just like, whatever. And then what occurred was it's kind of started spreading. So all the big people on YouTube who talked about anime, they started talking about this guy, One Punch Man, One Punch Man. So I was like, okay, whatever. It looks kind of lame. Well, actually, I wasn't one of those huge haters. I was just like neutral or indifferent. I will say though that the actual like pictures of him, they're not the most flattering, and that's kind of the whole appeal to him. But it does pain me a bit to know that that might be one of the barriers for people to get into this manga, because they look at this hero and they're like, this is lame. One Punch Man, he looks so lame. He's just a guy in a cape. So I really didn't. I was kind of just neutral. I mean, for me, I didn't think it was that lame. I thought it was kind of lame a little bit, just based off the picture of him. But I was just like, that's not a big deal. And as you can see, there's a lot of people doing like reaction videos to the first episode. A lot of black guys doing it. Nothing wrong with black dudes, but there seems to be a lot of black otaku people who love this stuff. Otaku basically means anime lovers. And then I started seeing references to this guy outside of just the anime slash manga world. You have like famous gamers like Jacksepticeye mentioning him. And so I'm just like, okay, this is interesting. And please tell me that guy did not shave his head bald. Okay, it's a fake cap. Never mind. So, what happened next? Well, basically, I think there's this one, like, very well-known anime manga guy who always does, like, chapter things. It wasn't this one. King of Lightning. No, it wasn't him. But it may have been Sawyer 7 Mage. The point is, he did like a video saying that he couldn't do One Punch Man because he was just so overwhelmed by how much stuff he had to do on a weekly basis. So, long story short, I'm going to keep this fairly short. Again, I know your attention span's not that long. Long story short, I was like, okay, interesting. Maybe I can, do a reaction video on this. So I did. And the real reason that prompted that, though, was I saw these comments begging this guy to do One Punch Man, because apparently it was just everyone kept talking about it. Not really everyone, but a lot of people were. So I actually commented back just like for fun, just to gauge the demand. And I was like, hey, I'm a nobody, but would you be interested in me doing a reaction video to One Punch Man? And he was like, yes, if you do one, I will watch it. And I'm like, this is interesting. Maybe there's some demand there. By the way, like, I find this so interesting. Like, what I see here, it literally seems to be like, give or take, 3 or 4 big manga. I see pretty much the ones I read regularly. We have One Piece, Toriko, One Punch Man, and Bleach. Those are the ones I read regularly. And then other than that, I would say, yeah, this is all this guy does. And from what I can tell, he has no free time. Like, his life is manga anime on this channel, and then work. which confuses me because somehow I've been able to juggle a number of things, like my gaming channel, my manga channel, and I can tell like it, you know, I, I can't do it all. So it's interesting to see this. I don't love it enough to just do this non-stop. Especially, I don't know if he's making much money from all the work he's putting in. Like, I wish I could, if I could do this for a lot of money, I would, but like, I don't know, I feel like he's putting in so much effort into these videos and not getting returns. Anyhow, back on subject. So, the point is, I did my first reaction video. And the footage was lost, but I did a reaction video to episode 2 after episode 1. And honestly, I went from a bit skeptical to intrigued by the second episode. Honestly, the first episode for me, you know, some people were probably blown away by it. For me, I was just like, whatever. Like, literally, it wasn't that great. So, the point is, long story short, by episode 3, I was drawn into that shit. And I could not put it down. I watched episode 4, 5, 6, all the way until I hit episode 10. I hit episode 9 and I was like, shit, this is the last one. Then I looked again and it said episode 10. I had somehow missed a link to episode 10. I watched that. I was like, shit, this stuff is good. Thank God. It's like, you know, when you get chocolate and then you have those, like, you know, those chocolate boxes for Valentine's Day. You eat all the chocolate on the top level and then you think that's it, but then you realize there's another level of chocolate underneath. So that episode 10 was just like, if it was just like that. It was that good. And then that was it for the episode. So I waited about a day. I was like, okay, I'm just going to take my time, you know, wait every week for a new episode to come out. And then I was just like, I think what really prompted me to switch over to the manga, which I've done numerous times for other anime to manga because I just couldn't wait, was I think a comment on YouTube. It was something like, it was a bunch of comments on one of these One Punch Man videos. And trust me, I'm not someone who binge watches, you know, anime manga video on YouTube. So I was just surfing and I looked at the comments, and there's these, like, I mean, if you just look at the comments for any of these videos, you get stuff like best freaking anime ever and anime of the freaking year and stuff like, oh, wait till you see what's coming next. And so the comment that really pushed me to do it was something like, oh, you haven't seen nothing yet. Wait till you see the blank arc. Now, I had heard something similar for other anime, but just the way that the crowd was saying this stuff and the way that they said it, I was just like, wait, I'm already blown away by these episodes. If that was nothing, what's to come? So if you guys don't know how it works, the manga came first. Manga is basically the comic book version. And then, like, the anime followed up. So the anime is way behind the manga right now. So you see all these comments saying stuff like, best anime ever, or this stuff is crazy. And so, you know, I got intrigued. And, I mean, again, this is a summary of what happened. There's also a little small bits of pieces I'm missing. Like, there's this one part where literally I was surfing the web and I just, you know, stumbled across a few like 2-minute segments of future episodes, and I just got really intrigued. So long story short, I watched all of the episodes. I couldn't resist anymore. I was planning on just like letting the episodes come week by week. And I was just like, this is too good. I have to see what's next. So I read one chapter, I read the second chapter. Before I knew it, I read 10 chapters, and I went all the way until the last chapter, which was 89. And I was so pissed off that this was all there is to it. I was so mad. I was like, is this it? Is this all that there is to this? And what I meant by that was, that's it? Like, I want more. I want 200 episodes of this stuff ready right now. And it was that good. I mean, was it the most amazing godly thing that's ever rocked this planet? No. No, it's not. It's not that good. But I'm not going to lie. It's such a new twist. And you have like gamers talking about this stuff too. Again, it's not like the most amazing thing ever. And nonetheless, though, it's still, I mean, it's one of those things where, like, you know that it's so good, and at the same time, you know that there's so many people out there who would love this stuff, who are never introduced to it in the right way, and therefore never pick it up. And I'm not just talking people who like anime and manga, like these nerds. I'm talking regular folk who have never read or watched anime. It's like one of those things where, you know, you look at someone and you say, you don't even know what you're missing out on because you don't know how amazing the world is. There's some crazy stories that will blow your mind. So what exactly makes One Punch Man so good? Well, that's for another video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.